HarperCollins presents Her Name Was Rose by Claire Allan, read by Melanie Machugh. Chapter 1. It should have been me. I should have been the one who was tossed in the air by the impact of a car that didn't stop. Like a rag doll, the paper said. I had seen it. She wasn't like a rag doll. A rag doll is soft, malleable even. This impact was not soft. There were no cushions, no graceful flight through the air, no softness. There was a scream of, "Look out!" followed by the crunch of metal on flesh, on muscle, on bone. The squeal of tires on tarmac, the screams of onlookers, disjointed words tumbling together, the thump of my heart. A crying baby. At least the baby was crying. At least the baby was okay. The roar of the engine screaming in too low a gear as the car sped off. Footsteps thundering, running into the road. Cars screeching to a halt as they came across the scene. But it was the silence, amid all the noise, that was the loudest. Not a scream, not a cry, not a last gasp of breath. Just silence and stillness. And I swore she was looking at me, accusing me, blaming me. I couldn't tear my gaze away. I stood there as people around me swarmed to help her, not realizing or accepting that she was beyond help. To lift the baby, to comfort him, to call an ambulance, to look in the direction in which the car sped off. Was it black? Not navy? Not dark grey? It was dirty. Tinted windows. Southern reg, maybe. It was hard to tell, muddied as it was so that the letters and numbers were obscured. No one got a picture of the car, but one man was filming the woman bleeding onto the street. He'd try and sell it to the newspapers later, or post it on Facebook, because people would like it. A child, perhaps 8 years old, was screaming, her cries piercing through all else. Her mother bundled her into her arms, hiding her eyes from the scene. But it was too late. What has been seen cannot be unseen. People around me did what needed to be done, but I just stood there, staring at her while she stared at me. Because it should have been me. I should be the one lying on the road, clouds of scarlet spreading around me on the tarmac. I stood there for a few minutes, maybe less. It's hard to tell. Everything went so slowly and so quickly, and in my mind it all jumps around until I'm not sure what happened when and first and to whom. I moved when someone covered her, put a brown duffel coat over her head. I remember thinking it looked awful. It looked wrong. The coat looked like it had seen better days. She deserved better. But it broke our stare, and an older lady with artificially blonde brassy hair gently took my arm and led me away from the footpath. "Are you okay, dear?" she asked. "You saw it, didn't ye?" "I was just behind her," I muttered, still trying to see my way through the crowds. Sure that if I did, the coat would be lifted in a flourish of magic trickery and the lady would be gone. Someone would appear and shout it was an elaborate trick, and the lovely woman, who just minutes before had been singing Twinkle, Twinkle to the cooing baby boy in the pram as we travelled down in the lift together, would appear and bow. But the brown coat stayed there, and soon I could hear the distant wail of sirens. There's no need to rush, I thought. She's going nowhere. "I'll get ye a sweet tea," the brassy blonde said, leading me to the benches close to where the horror was still unfolding. It seemed absurd, though, to sit drinking tea while that woman lay dead only meters away. "I'm fine. I don't need tea," I told her. "For the shock," the blonde said, and I stared back blankly at her. This was more than shock, though. This was guilt. This was a sense that the universe had messed up on some ginormous, stupid scale, and that the Grim Reaper was going to get his P45 after this one. Mistaken identity was unforgivable. I looked around me, fear piercing through the shock.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?